Hello friends, it's Kay and this is my first 42-inch OLED gaming monitor. It's the new Philips OLED 42M2N8900. It comes with a 4K OLED screen with up to 138Hz with HDMI 2.1 and DisplayPort 1.4. And the cool thing is it has an RGBW panel, which means in addition to red, green and blue subpixels, there's an extra white pixel to help increase brightness. It also comes with Philips Ambiglow lighting that can dynamically match the shades of what's visible on screen. So today I'll be unboxing, setting up and giving you my first impressions on this dedicated gaming monitor. Any questions you have for my full review, please drop these below. So here's the box it comes in, and it unmistakably looks like a gaming monitor thanks to its design and logos. And as you can see from the side, it comes fully loaded. Okay, let's get this box open and see what we get inside. Now it can be lifted by one person, but they recommend 2 people for the task. Inside the accessories box, you'll find all the necessary cables to get started, a power cable, a DisplayPort cable, a HDMI 2.1, a USB-C to C cable, a USB-A to B cable, a warranty card and a quick start guide, a remote control with all the buttons you'd expect, volume, channel, and a handy D-pad, batteries for the remote, screws for the stand, and a screwdriver to put it all together. You get this solid metal VESA bracket so you can mount the monitor to your own stand, and this just slots into the back of the monitor. This is the main monitor arm, which is also made out of solid metal. It's a pretty modern design, and you've got that built-in cable management bracket. We've got the base of the stand with the Evnia and Philips branding, and as you can see it's got rubber feet on the bottom to stop messing up your desktop, and you get that thumb screw to attach it to the second part of the stand. Attaching the stand to the monitor is pretty straightforward, just slot it into the back, and then with the screws provided, just screw it in, making sure the screws are firmly in. Next up, position the base on top of the stem and just tighten the thumb screw, making sure it's firmly in. Now around the back we've got this plastic panel which houses all the internals as well as the heatsink, speakers and the Ambiglow technology. The Ambiglow LEDs are arrayed around the back bulge, and there's an extra big Ambiglow LED straight down the middle. There's no obtrusive logos, and it definitely has a more aesthetically pleasing look to it than other gaming monitors that can be quite aggressive looking. The top part is extremely thin, which you've come to expect from most OLEDs, but as you move down you can see the thickness of the bottom part where all those internals are. There's also some vents across the bottom which are there for the heatsink, and there's 2 slots for the 10-watt integrated speakers, which are plenty loud. Also on the back is a 5-way joystick which controls the on-screen display. Now at first glance, looking at the back of this monitor, you'd think there's no VESA mounts, as there is no visible holes on the back. But of course Philips have thought of a solution in the form of this backplate, which simply slots into the back of the monitor where the stand would normally go, providing you with your VESA mounts. Conveniently, all the ports are on the base of the monitor. We get 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, 1 DisplayPort 1.4 and 1 USB-C port, and a 3.5mm audio output for headphones, 1 USB up port, 4 USB-A ports, 2 of which can be used for fast charging, and finally cable management is taken care of by this clip on the back of the stand. Okay, we've already checked out the rear design, so now let's take a look at the front and see how it compares. Now I really appreciate the subtle branding on the stand, it's not too in your face. And what stands out to me about this stand is its flexibility. It tilts about 15 and minus 15 degrees vertically and swivels around between 20 and minus 20 degrees horizontally, allowing you to position it just right. The frame bezels are incredibly thin, giving the screen an almost borderless appearance when viewed from the front. And as you move to the side, you can really see just how slim the frame is, even along the bottom. Okay, let's dive into the screen itself. The 42M2N8900 is a 42-inch 4K OLED display with a resolution of 3840 by 2160. It delivers everything you'd expect from an OLED, including deep black levels, vibrant colors, and outstanding viewing angles. The brightness is rated at a maximum of 450 nits, which is typical for OLEDs. And at first glance it seems bright enough for my room and the content I usually display on it. However, there's one feature that sets this display apart from other OLEDs. It has an anti-glare coating. Now this is something you're either going to love or hate, but the biggest advantage of the anti-glare or matte coating is the ability to drastically reduce reflections. For me personally, this means I can have it facing my window while gaming without seeing a mirror-like reflection, just a slight glare, and it also helps reduce eye strain. So for a monitor, I think a matte screen makes more sense than a glossy one. Let me know what you think. Which one do you prefer? Anyway, even with a matte finish, this is still an OLED, so the image quality remains incredible regardless of your viewing angle. It offers true 10-bit color and 98% color accuracy, delivering a vibrant picture overall. and the brightness appears solid, and it features a uniform brightness setting that keeps levels consistent, theoretically preventing the image from dimming when displaying bright or white screens. Okay, so this is a gaming monitor, so let's dive into the gaming features. Off the start, it supports native 4K gaming, but it's also compatible with 1080p and 1440p, which I have tested over the past week on the PlayStation. Now it can reach up to 138Hz, which is close enough to the 144Hz that many PC gamers are accustomed to, and importantly, it fully supports 120Hz for both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. The monitor also features adaptive sync, which can be toggled on or off directly on the device, and has a lightning fast 0.1 millisecond response time. Now over the weeks I've tested several games, all of which ran incredibly smoothly with no screen tearing or stuttering. Now me personally, I use a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor, which is the perfect size for my setup. However, if you truly want that immersive gaming experience, the 42-inch version is impressive. Most games, including my favourite Doom, look phenomenal on a screen of this size, delivering that ultimate OLED quality. And if you're concerned that a 42-inch screen might feel too large for certain games, like FPS titles including Apex Legends, no fear, you can adjust the aspect ratio directly on the monitor. This handy feature lets you resize the display to simulate sizes all the way down from 42 inches to 18.5 inches, so you can tailor the experience to your preference. The user interface and menu on this monitor are straightforward and easy to navigate. You can access them using the joystick behind the monitor or with the remote control. From there, you can adjust various settings, including picture settings like brightness and HDR modes. You also get different monitor modes, so you can adjust according to what you're doing on the monitor. In the Gaming tab, you can enable Adaptive Sync and Smart Crosshairs, activate Dynamic Dark Boost, and even use Sharpshooter mode, which magnifies the center of the screen. There's also an option for reducing input lag and other useful controls. Another great feature is the built-in Ambiglow lights on the back, which project a colourful RGB glow onto the wall behind the display. You can customize these lights with various settings, including syncing them with your audio or video, as well as choosing from different light patterns. The brightness is adequate and it adds a nice touch to your setup, especially if you don't have any other lighting. As I mentioned before, the monitor does have speakers, and they're by far the best speakers I've heard on a monitor, but of course they're no substitute for external speakers. Now the monitor also displays two inputs simultaneously. There's a picture-in-picture mode and a picture-by-picture mode. Now this being an OLED screen, it also comes with some OLED panel care settings. We get a screensaver, pixel orbiting, pixel refresh, panel refresh, and an auto warning. So what are my first impressions of this 42-inch OLED from Philips? Honestly, it's shaping up to be a solid gaming monitor and could easily become one of my favourites of 2024. It offers the same features we've seen in most OLED TVs, but it's clearly optimized for gaming, as evident from the inclusion of DisplayPorts and the overall design. I think the 42-inch size will appeal to many of you, and personally I really appreciate the anti-glare screen. I mean, every gaming monitor I've used at this desk has had a matte finish, and while glossy screens look great, I prefer them on a TV. Anyway, what are your first impressions of this gaming monitor? Do you think it could work for you? If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to check out my review of the 49-inch Porsche design monitor, which is definitely a premium monitor. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time.